As previously alluded to in the introduction, I wanted to talk about the concept of nihilism. You might be thinking a highbrow topic. I mean, yes, but I want people to think about nihilism the way it can help, you. I know it's a very depressing topic, without doubt, and it's hardly something that can help with anxiety or dark feelings or dark thought patterns or, the depression, etc., etc. But I think it can be a crucial, helpful thought process or thought generating process. Just bear with me on this. It's a bit of a tough one, but it's fairly simplistic. I don't mean for it to be highbrow. I want it to be simplistic in its message. Anyway, again, this is from Solace Self. I think this book's on Amazon. Again, it's not very well written, but the message is within this book, and I can read it because, I've got the copyright, etc. So let's just get into it. What I'm alluding to here, or what I'm talking about here. Sorry to be a bit cryptic. Now, this book is about, it's not self-help, but it's about sort of aligning getting better alignment in your mental processes, or your synapse connection, or feelings of happiness, if you will. Anyway, chapter 15, sorry to go from dude straight to chapter 15, but let's do this. How the concept of nihilism helped. Right. Nihilism is a philosophical viewpoint that rejects, denies, or lacks belief in any or all of the reportedly meaningful aspects of life. Nihilism is commonly presented in the form of existential nihilism, which argues that life is without objective meaning, purpose, or intrinsic value. Like I said, very depressing. Maybe even driving up anxiety right now. But not for me. For me, very helpful. Anyway, I'll let you figure that out or work that out. Moral nihilists assert that morality doesn't exist at all. Yeah. Another extreme form is that knowledge is not possible and reality doesn't really exist. Right. Not sure what that means. Epistemological nihilism. Sorry, I might have said that wrong. Epistemologic nihilism is a form of skepticism in which knowledge is accepted as being either untrue or impossible to confirm. Right. Another fascinating form of moral nihilism, also known as ethical nihilism, which is a meta-ethical view that there is no morality whatsoever, therefore no action is preferable to any other. Okay. For those who are absorbing this, I'm not sure I am. I know I am. Well, I hope I am. For example, a moral nihilist would say that murder, we're talking about, for whatever reason, is neither right nor wrong. Morality only exists as a human construction and is therefore artificial, wherein any and all meaning is relative for different possible outcomes. If someone kills someone else, I kill you. No, let's not say that. I kill someone I despise, A nihilist might argue that killing is not inherently a bad thing or bad independently from our moral beliefs, because of the way morality is constructed as some rudimentary dictamony. Yep, I'll let that sink in. What is said to be a bad thing is given a higher negative weighting than what is said to be a good thing. And as a result, killing the individual is bad because it did not let the individual live, which was arbitrarily given a positive weighting. Positive in terms of bad. In this way, such a nihilist believes that all moral claims are void of an objective truth value. Again, let's go back to how on earth could this help? I mean, this is terribly depressing stuff within itself, and it actually says that in the text here. Yet I personally find it very helpful, and so did this person. I was consumed with a sense of worthlessness. That's not good. With an overwhelming feeling that the people I loved around me would be better off without me, and that I'd failed the people who were important to me. All right, that's obviously, I don't know, meta-suicidal thoughts or ideation, but yeah. So the concept of nihilism awakened in me to the new facet of thinking in which no other person is more important than anyone else. Okay. Should be common sense, but no, it's not. No, it's not how we live. It's not how we interact with other people. You know, that's common sense. It's so simplistic. Yeah. Go out in the world. You know, employee, employer, rankism. But anyway, the hierarchy of life via human construct is an illusion. And I truly believe that the hierarchy of life via human construct is an illusion. And my feelings were certainly as valid as anyone else's. And in people's darkest hours, that it's quite a revelation that can seep into the mind like an antidote. And again, we're saying that this is common sense, very simple to work out, but no, not that simple. Not that simple to the person that's been abused their whole life. Not that simple to the person that's been on the bottom rung. Laughed at because you're on the bottom rung, or teased or bullied. There's lots of forms of bullying, we know that. But bullying is unacceptable, of course it is. But there's subtle bullying that can do the most damage to a sensitive person, a highly sensitive person. So if you allow the concept of nihilism to, really get inside your head, it can help you with some of these feelings. Nihilism certainly open my mind to the thoughts that human construct might be wrong, or is wrong. Definitions around what is good and what is bad and how we need to act compared to how we really act doesn't make us crazy, it makes us human. It makes us human. Got that? I disagree with the form of nihilism that states nothing we do actually matters, because one's own mind, or my own mind, tells me that everything I do does matter to me, or does affect me. Let's say I steal something from a business or from somebody that I know can't afford it, and that person goes bust or starves, or the business goes bust within a year. The overwhelming guilt that I feel will haunt and play upon my mind forever, because this is the type of intrinsic person I am. A lot of people are intrinsically like that. I like to think so. I believe I'm not unique, and I'm probably in the majority when it comes to this type of thinking. Yeah. The action of stealing something that I might have eaten or thrown away creates a negative mindset that does far more damage to me psychologically than maybe it even should. My actions therefore have consequences outside of any human construct or any human punishment or condition. For me, and then we go on. For me, honour and honesty and respect for others is important, and is the biggest asset for my mental health and well-being. Yep, great. But just the way I read that, you sort of can see that I'm a little dubious on that. Because for me, honour, honesty and respect for others is important as my biggest asset for my mental health and well-being. Okay. Again, extremely obvious, but sort of, I'm not sure, because that's sort of patting oneself on the back. And words are just complicated airflow, aren't they? I mean, you have to abide by that. You have to do that. I recognise that and need to adjust behaviour accordingly, but the concept that nihilism is a core belief held by people provided me and a lot of other people with a huge sense of relief in one's dark hours, or in my dark hours. If no one is better than anyone else, and there is a possibility that none of our actions matter, then I haven't let anyone down, and I'm not a burden to others. Yes, exactly. That's important. Exactly. That's exactly correct. Make no mistake about that. I simply exist like another, 8 billion human beings on Earth, and whatever I do will not change anything one little bit. Okay, that's depressing, but freeing at the same time. So not depressing, not extreme levels of depressing. This type of realisation or deep thought pulled me out of a very dark ebb, which I know seems counterintuitive, and helped me realise that life is a choice within your own mind. I would also like to be clear that I dismiss the concept of medical nihilism, which is the view that we should have little confidence in the effectiveness of medical interventions, but I do find this extreme form of thinking fascinating. I know that some medicines have certainly worked for me, so I can't allow my mind to agree with this particular ideology of medical nihilism. And then the text goes on to talk about, I was absolutely intrigued by the Russian nihilist movement, which you don't hear about a nihilist movement this day and age. There's lots of movements, lots of far right, far left, this, that, the other, but a good nihilist movement would be great. A Russian trend in the 1860s that rejected all authority. The nihilists gained a reputation throughout Europe as proponents of the use of violence for political change. When I discovered that the nihilists expressed anger at what they perceived as the abusive nature of the Eastern Orthodox Church, the Tsarist monarchy, and the domination of the Russian economy by the aristocracy. I felt this was using nihilism within the wrong context for their own power play. If the principle of the nihilist belief is that good and bad are a human construct without real meaning, and that nothing we do means anything, then how can they pass judgment on the perceived wrongdoings of the Eastern Orthodox Church, the Tsar's monarchy, and the aristocracy? To me, this is a human nature resistance and power play guised under the wrong term. Okay, let's need to think about that for a minute. However, I do like the concept of nihilism forming a campaign at that time, yes, during which underground groups like the Circle of Tchaikovsky and the People's Will were formed. These groups tried to stop people being sold in wage slavery in the onset of the Industrial Revolution, and they had the core belief that the middle and upper classes had effectively replaced landowners. This caused new reforms to be considered I feel this is an incredible use of the nihilism belief for change and something I could really believe in. Okay, a nihilism movement in Russia. Right. That is interesting to me. Incredible. But misinterpreting nihilism and still doing it for some sort of political gain, not good. Nihilism at its core is a very depressing concept, so how can it possibly help? It can provide a mood of general despair. It can provide a mood of general despair and a perceived pointlessness of existence that develops upon realizing there is no necessary norms, rules, or laws. Yes, that is not a great thing. No. However, the idea and the concept helped me, even though, as I've already mentioned, I don't completely abide with the doctrine, especially the extreme medical nihilism, etc. aspects of the doctrine. It provided me with a different way of thinking, yes, a new path, yes. I have suffered great anxiety, partly due to the false belief in an unchanging, everlasting life. That's insightful, I think. All things are subject to change, and taking any view that one can't change things causes suffering, and primarily suffering to those directly around you, because if you're suffering, you're making other people suffer. So it's really, dark material that I seem to be fascinated by and I think understand. Nihilism taught me to stop indulging cravings in the concept of I am mindset and liberated me from this. How? Once I began to believe that what I do and what I've done in the past doesn't have any lasting effect, I could at least view the right now. Wow. I no longer had to carry guilt or embarrassment for even any small inappropriateness that I may have committed or engaged in, as this truly didn't hurt anyone and is irrelevant in vastness compared to the universe. Yeah, yes. These things that money buys, and these cravings for toys, sex, bad food, comfort, are any of these a true source of happiness for me? The answer is no. Certainly not in any mid or longer term sense. Wow. So why punish myself all the time when nothing I have done really matters, and loads of people and loads of money doesn't provide me happiness either? Loads of money might buy you freedom. Money doesn't buy happiness, but it buys some sense of freedom, I think. I don't know. No, maybe not. Maybe it buys you a different life, but your mindset is your mindset. Very clever. Those terrible opinions or statements from people in authority don't matter at all. No, they really don't. Unless you've really hurt someone, they don't. Not one little bit under the nihilism concept. So these things can no longer hurt me, and they can't hurt you. They shouldn't. Stop giving other people who don't matter at all within the confines of existence the power to hurt you. Give them nothing at all, in capitals. Okay, when you truly begin to believe this, like truly begin to believe this, you can begin healing, which will lead to the liberation of the mind. Yeah. Yes. But you must truly believe this and not simply say in your own head, oh, that makes some sense. I guess that may be true. In order to liberate, you must grow to believe and reinforce this concept. To be a true nihilist, you can reach nirvana when you can't describe your inner workings at all. What? I'll need to think about that. Not sure. The reason you can't describe yourself is because you have abandoned all things that can be used to describe you. Oh yeah, that is freeing. If you can't describe yourself in any human construct, then there is no way in which the universe, anyone or anyone else, can honestly even begin to describe you. So you can be free to exist without the non-existent human construction of judgment, humiliation, and sense of failure. Wow. I can't believe I think I understand that, and I couldn't possibly agree with that anymore. Wow. Greatest book ever written. No. That's... It's not written that well, it's just the ideas behind it. Anyway, nearly finished. Only when I allowed my mind to embrace this was I able to truly heal my own powerful mind. I don't fully adhere to the doctrine, only the parts of which allow my mind to heal. Clever. And that will get you out of the hole, get you out of the funk, get you out of the black hole. Yes, yes, yes. Tick, tick, tick. I believe. Always listen to what your mind likes and what it doesn't like in order to assist within its development. Very important. Listen to your mind. Your mind will tell you things every minute of every day, but don't listen to the negative things. Listen to what it wants. Listen. Nihilism states that everything I do believe that, by the way. And when I say I'm just trying to I'm just trying to think. I mean, these are not overtly simple things we're talking about here. Nihilism states that everything I do and everything I've done is neither right or wrong and doesn't matter anyway. This means feelings of guilt, self-loathing, humiliation, and failure don't really make sense. And so this allows me to be kinder to myself, even if only fractionally. If only fractionally, then you can move forward. You can get out. And the dark cloud is cracking, lifting. This is brilliant. Even small benefits can vastly improve your insight and happiness. So from that perspective, the concept of nihilism and everything about it is a crucial revelation for me. That's really delving into the concept of nihilism and how it can help. And that's for anyone that's in a really bad place mentally, or anxiety-ridden, or looking for meaning. Don't look for meaning. There is no meaning. Concept of nihilism. I think that some aspects of that text are just crucial for people, particularly this day and age. People are searching and searching. They're not going to find anything. You're searching for something that it's not there. Don't let others have power over you, because nobody has power over you. Nihilism. Now, I heard, who was it, Peterson, say something about nihilism gives you an easy way to disengage. Better to engage. Doesn't give you an excuse to disengage from life or the world. It gives you a reason to build, to create, to not be influenced by negativity of others, not be influenced by negative thoughts, because it doesn't matter. We'll come back to this, but yeah, that's nihilism and how it can help. I know it's a bit deep, a little bit thought-provoking, and my mind is spinning right now, but I'll let people think about how that can help them. If, of course, the concept doesn't help you, your own brain will tell you, it won't help you, it's not helping, it's making things worse, then you need to, ignore that doctrine. Ignore that doctrine for yourself. Yep. Thank you.